Millionaire invites her black maid son to play chess as a joke. She didn't know he was a child genius. Before we begin, please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more real stories. And tell me in the comments where you're watching this video from. The sound of laughter echoed through the vast marble halls of Eleanor Kingsley's mansion. It was her birthday, and the estate was brimming with aristocrats and socialites, people draped in pearls, sipping champagne like water, talking about art, stocks, and vacations in the Maldives. Eleanor was the queen of this opulent kingdom, a widow in her early 50s, her face sculpted by expensive creams and Botox. Her life was polished perfection, or at least, that's what she wanted everyone to believe. But hidden behind the velvet curtains and crystal chandeliers, there was Marie, the maid. A black woman in her late 30s, Marie had been working for Eleanor for years. She was quiet, efficient, and almost invisible, just the way Eleanor liked her staff to be. That night, Marie moved like a shadow between the tables, refilling wine glasses, serving hors d'oeuvres, listening to the endless chatter about luxury yachts and charity galas. To these people, Marie was furniture, necessary, functional, but forgettable. Except for one person, Diego. Marie's son sat in the back of the staff room, clutching an old paperback book. At 10 years old, Diego had a sharpness in his eyes that didn't belong to a child. While other kids were glued to cartoons, Diego devoured books on strategy and mathematics. His favorite? Chess. Marie never told anyone, but Diego could beat adults twice his age without breaking a sweat. He was the pride she carried in silence. Tonight, Diego had begged to come with her. "I'll stay in the back," he promised. "I just want to be near you." Marie couldn't refuse. She hated leaving him alone in their tiny apartment at night. So there he was, sitting quietly, drawing chessboards in his notebook while his mother worked. Inside the glittering ballroom, Eleanor clinked her champagne glass. "Ladies and gentlemen," she announced with theatrical flair, "tonight isn't just my birthday. It's a celebration of elegance, wit, and charm." Her words drew polite laughter. "Now," she continued, scanning the room like a hawk, "who among you dares to challenge me to a game of chess?" Her guests chuckled nervously. Eleanor was a notorious chess enthusiast, though, truth be told, she was only average at the game. But no one dared beat her. Not in her house. A hush settled when a voice piped up from the corner, not from the ballroom, but the doorway. "I can play." Heads turned. It was Diego, standing small but firm, his dark eyes unflinching. Gasps rippled through the room. A child? And not just any child, the maid's son. Eleanor's perfectly arched brows shot up. "Oh, darling," she purred, masking her irritation with mock sweetness. "You want to play against me?" "Yes," Diego said simply. The room erupted in whispers. Some laughed outright. "How adorable." One woman sneered behind her diamond-studded hand. Eleanor's smirk widened. "Well, why not? Let's have some fun." She motioned for the butler. "Bring the board." Marie froze at the doorway, panic clawing at her chest. "Diego," she hissed under her breath. "Please, sit down." But it was too late. All eyes were on the boy. The butler placed an ornate chessboard on the grand mahogany table. Eleanor swept toward it like a queen taking her throne. Diego climbed onto the opposite chair, his small legs barely reaching the floor. "Ladies first," Eleanor cooed, moving her pawn with exaggerated grace. Diego studied the board silently, then made his move, quick, precise. The game began. At first, the guests were amused. They sipped their champagne, whispering jokes about Eleanor humoring the help. Cameras clicked, ready to capture the rich lady's playful victory over a servant's child. But then, something changed. 5 moves in, Eleanor frowned. 10 moves in, her smile faltered. 15 moves in, a bead of sweat traced her temple. Diego's pieces danced across the board like soldiers in perfect formation. Every move was deliberate, surgical. Eleanor's queen fell. Her rook crumbled. The room's laughter died into stunned silence. Finally, checkmate. Gasps exploded like fireworks. Eleanor stared at the board in disbelief, her manicured nails digging into the table. The boy had beaten her, in under 20 minutes. For a heartbeat, no one moved. Then, a slow clap echoed through the room. Richard Coleman, billionaire investor, Eleanor's most influential guest. He rose from his chair, his sharp blue eyes locked on Diego. "That," he said, his voice like velvet over steel, was brilliant. Diego blinked, unsure if he was in trouble or being praised. Richard approached the boy, towering but gentle. "What's your name?" "Diego," the boy replied softly. Richard knelt to his level. "Diego, do you know who Magnus Carlsen is?" The boy's eyes lit up. "The world chess champion." Richard smiled. "That's right. And you, young man, have something rare, genius." He turned to Marie, who stood frozen like a statue. "Is this your son?" "Yes, sir," she stammered, her voice trembling. Richard straightened, his tone firm. "Mrs. Kingsley, this child doesn't belong in a staff room. He belongs in a chess academy." The crowd erupted in murmurs. Eleanor's face burned crimson. Richard pulled out his card and handed it to Marie. "Call me tomorrow. I'm sponsoring his education, no arguments." Marie's eyes flooded with tears. She clutched Diego's hand, her heart pounding with disbelief and gratitude. 2 years later, the world watched in awe as a boy with deep brown skin and unwavering eyes sat across from a grandmaster under glaring lights. His name blazed on the screen: Diego Alvarez, age 12, world junior chess finalist. Reporters swarmed, cameras flashed, and in the front row, Marie sat with tears streaming down her cheeks. As Diego shook hands with his opponent, he smiled faintly, remembering the night everything changed. The night a millionaire invited him to play as a joke, and fate turned it into his greatest victory. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please like, subscribe, and share. And tell us in the comments, what would you do if this happened to you? See you in the next video.